true to say that some keepers have more natural ability than others. They have to be big, fast, agile, intelligent and decisive. Mistakes will be costly and good training is essential. We asked City's goalkeeping coach Mark Prudo what attributes a manager will look for in a keeper and how he makes sure they reach their maximum potential.
Firstly, in the modern game, most managers want big goalkeepers. They want them 6'3", usually in international, played about 300 games in about £17.50 a week. But there's not many of them about, sadly. But firstly, you've got to see if are they good enough, and that's can they get in the way of the ball, or they're brave, which is one of the main strains I like to see in a goalkeeper, who can come out and have a physical presence and also a mental presence as well. I mean, as you know, goalkeepers make mistakes, and it's how they overcome their mistakes. So a state of mind is another good tool to have as a goalkeeper. We're very fortunate to have two different keepers at our club at the moment, and Bose Myhill and Matt Duke. Obviously Matt's 6'5", and Bo's 6'3", and two different styles of goalkeeping. Boaz is quite athletic, quite dynamic in everything he does. He's very quick. Matt is a very patient keeper. He plays at his own pace. He's very commanding in what he does and says in the game. He's very calm, and that rubs off on back fours, except in his side, where Bo again is dynamic. He wants to do at a pace. He wants to be quite active as a goalkeeper. But they're both very good goalkeepers. I've always said since I've come here, two goalkeepers make one, in so much that means whoever plays, and especially this season, where Matt Duke got his chance and got in the side, he's come in and done absolutely tremendously well, and he put himself out the side because of an injury, not because of lack of form or a mistake. It was through an injury. Bo's now took his chance. He's had the lion's share since I've been here, and Matt's patient. He's biting at the chump to get back in, and if he does get back in, and when he gets back in, it'll be hard to get out again. On the technical side, goalkeepers have, they've got to be good at most things. I mean, shot stopping is the highlight of every goalkeeper, but that's the easy part. So after the referee blows his final whistle, that's the time we start planning for next week. So I would talk to whoever played on the Saturday. I would talk to them on the way home in my car, speak to them again, speak to them after we've saw the goals on TV, and have a plan of action of what we would like to do Monday all the way through. And the training regime's quite hard, really, because they train 3 times on a Monday, do 2 technical sessions with myself and obviously with the manager, a weight session with Sean Rush. That would be the same on Tuesday. Nice rest day on a Wednesday. Then, as I say, Thursday is more technical day with the manager and the team, and that's when the whole build-up starts to play for Saturday afternoons. One of the drills that we see here is the goalkeepers obviously handling the ball and spinning and turning the line and taking a shot off me. Goalkeepers always constantly on the move, and you can do a million foot drills. It's on a Saturday afternoon, how quick can they readjust the posture into line with the football and make saves. So as I see in this drill, we've got a volley in, catching the ball, but it's the reaction to me and into the line of the ball from a harder shot, and how they can cope with that. As goalkeepers, they've got to try and put the emphasis on the centre forwards. Goalkeepers, believe it or not, have got to try and stand still as long as they possibly can to make saves. The technique we're doing here, they're coming into line and I'm going across the bodies. If they go backwards on the dive, they open the goal up even bigger. If they go forward on the dive, they close the line of the goal down massively to make it easy. And out of all the goalkeepers, Matt Duke does it the most naturally. His line of dive is quite good. It always attacks the ball, where Boaz is quite dynamic, sometimes goes level or backwards, which is very rare, backwards dives, but we try to get the goalkeepers to close the line of the ball by diving forward. As we said before about goalkeepers, what's the difference between most goalkeepers? Usually it's not the height, it's not how quick they are and how powerful they are. It's about concentration and different things. For me, Peter Cech's probably the best at it in this country, but Peter Cech is definitely a proactive goalkeeper. He'll come and take a cross, then he'll send the ball what everybody thinks a million miles away from his goal. But there's a thought process in that. And as you see here, the lads are now taking crosses. You know, obviously everybody just thinks they're kicking the ball into an empty net. But there's a thought process going on, in so much the goalkeeper's got to deal with the cross. As that ball comes through, he's now got a decision to make. Can he go and take it? When, where and how? Can he affect his own team by catching the ball cleanly, then counter-attacking as quickly as possibly can? And this is what we're doing here. So as the ball comes in, the goalkeeper comes and takes it cleanly. The first drill is trying to hit the balls into the big goal, the full-size goal, as a central ball. And that's used if the keeper comes and catches a corner, he can run dynamically to the edge of the box and just clip a 60-yard ball into the centre forward. Again, we'll look for diagonal balls. Again, that's to counter-attack, to hit areas in case Dean Windus has made a run into the corner, which is very rare, Dino. I know you like it at your chest, but that's what we do it for. It's not just a thought process and so much just kick the ball anywhere. There's actual thought and practice that goes into, you know, even just catching a ball, then delivering a ball to a centre forwards. And the best part about it is you can see Boaz knocking ball after ball into the net, and with the other two goalkeepers, they're trying, and it just goes to show how good the lad is at just clipping balls in. This year we've been quite fortunate, whoever plays out wide, especially when we played a 4-4-2 with Garcia, Stewie Elliott obviously at times on the left hand side, and Henrik. So all of a sudden you've got two massive people to hit, even though they're only 6 foot. Garcia is fantastic spring, he can head all day, same as Stewie Elliott. So for a goalkeeper it's a great ally to have, to be able to just hit a diagonal ball into an area for them to go and, you know, head on to centre forwards, etc. You find if the ball's hit centrally at this division, it usually comes back as quick as it's gone forward. So you've got to try and make sure we do regain the ball once the ball is kicked, but it all starts from where the keeper kicks it, and that's got to be so accurate and precise. That's why in practice 2 or 3 times a week we will do kicking, we'll do passing, just like the outfield players will do, but we'll spend more time on kicking 60-70 yard balls in good areas that we can practice and manipulate for a Saturday afternoon. The preparations are exactly the same for whoever is on the bench. The Monday to Friday, it's exactly the same as the first team keeper. That first team keeper's got to hold on to his shirt. Sadly only one can play. As I've said before, Matt's been patient, and he's got to be patient again this year. And the beauty of Matt, he prepares as though he's going to be playing. So even when he's warming up in that 90 minutes as the game's materialising, Matt is constantly thinking what he would have done. You know, so the mental side of just sitting there and watching the game is not at all what's happening inside Matt Duke's head. He is playing the game as though Bo Myhill's playing the game every second, just in case he has to step in. And for me, it's a great mental strength to have to play the game and watch the game, but also be involved in the game even though you're not playing. It's always the manager's decision in the end. Obviously I will say if it was harsh or anything like that, it's always the manager. And it was a brave decision at the start of the season to leave Boaz out, and it proved to be the right decision in so much Matt came in and did ever so well at Crewe and continued his run until Blackpool unfortunately got a thigh injury. So it was a brave decision, but what we asked in pre-season was could there be alternate games, could they play alternate games, and that's what he stuck to. And to be honest, through pre-season, they both had a decent pre-season. It was hard to choose. Obviously the manager went with Bo for the first game, and all of a sudden the Crewe game comes up and the rest is history. But as I say, the manager made a brave decision, and it was the right one.
Let's go. Yeah.
We're quite fortunate as a football club to have the two goalkeepers, and they both signed long-term deals, so obviously I'm assuming that they like it here and they enjoy it here, but obviously it's about playing. And both of them, with signing longer-term deals, tells the club that, you know, they want to stay, they want to fight, and they're hungry for success. And we're quite fortunate to have that. I would say the majority of Championship clubs do run with two goalkeepers, but I'd be surprised if they run with two, in my opinion, with the quality that we have.